keylogger works. This virtual machine here, and I've already downloaded a keylogger and installed it. The idea of this demo is to showcase how a keylogger functions, right? So you can see online on the screen, we are using a free keylogger.en.softonic.com. We are on this site, and you can download the free keylogger right from here. What I've done using my demos is that I've always have a keylogger running in the background to capture all the keystrokes that I've been doing whenever I'm doing any demos. So this keylogger here can actually be hidden in the taskbar, but for our demo purposes, I've kept it visible. When you click on it, it will open up and give you a basic screen where you can start navigating about the keylogger. Now you can see that on 8th, which is today, it already shows some keystrokes, applications, and some visited websites. As you can see, already been browsing using the browser over here, and which has been recorded by the keylogger in the background. And just to give you an example, if I click on this file, you will see all the keystrokes that I have been doing so far. And you can see I've gone to this, I've opened up my Mozilla Firefox, I've typed in a search keyword of free keylogger. Then I've gone onto the website howsecureismypassword.net, in which I may have tried out a few passwords myself. And then I've gone and copy pasted this URL into the browser window, and you can see all of this has been recorded. And just to emphasize on that, let's go on to another website, and let's go to facebook.com. I'm not actually going to log in. I'm just going to type in a random username. So someone at simplylearn.com and a password like asd@1234. And I'm going to try to log in. Obviously the login is going to fail because this account doesn't exist, but we want to see what happens in the background when the keylogger picks up the keystrokes that we have typed. So let's open up the keylogger again and go and see what is there in the keystrokes and clipboard. And you can see over here that we typed in facebook.com, enter, and then we did not type in the username. That's the difference here. We selected it from a drop down. So a keystroke logger or keylogger has not been able to capture that input. A keylogger in its essence is only records something that has been typed in by the user real time. Since we did not type in the username, it did not record that username, but we typed in the password, and you can see the password over here, asd@1234. And this is how a keylogger works. It only captures the keystrokes that have been typed in real time. So if we use this exercise on our victims and they're just using drop-down menus, at that point in time, none of the data is going to be recorded. For that activity, you would need something which is known as spyware, which would capture screens, which would capture all of this information that is going on. Now, apart from just logging keystrokes, what this software also does is it also has a list of used applications. You can see all the applications that have booted up along with the operating system and the ones that have started up after the operating system has booted. It also has a list of the visited websites. So you can see these are the websites that we have been visiting, and they have been listed right here. The last one being Facebook, login or sign up, right? So this can store history for a really long time. If I go back in time and if I look at some of the demos that I've been looking at, so on 14th of September, these were the keystrokes that I utilized when I was doing some trainings or while I was providing some demos on other topics. So a keystroke or a keylogger will store all that information and keep on recording it till you actually delete that data, or you can reset the keylogger. You can also set up the keylogger to send an email to you on a daily report to a particular email address that you have sent. So as long as it detects the internet connectivity, this keylogger will send you an email to the email address that you have specified with all the keystrokes that it has logged. Now this is the free version. There's again a paid version for it. So you can go and visit this site and see how this keylogger functions. If I press on the X button over here, it will ask me if I want this to be hidden in the system tray. If I click on yes, only using this shortcut will I be able to invoke this screen. So just for demo purposes, I do not want this to be hidden. So I'm going to click on no, and you can see that the keylogger is still visible over here. So that was the first demo that we are seeing. Viruses, as we all know, are destructive programs that once executed would destroy data or harm the hard disk or the partition tables. Worms, on the other hand, would be softwares that would be more of a nuisance value, where they're going to replicate themselves in such a way that they would consume the resources of a computer, thus crashing the computer and then requiring a reboot. A Trojan horse is another software that will allow a backdoor entry or a covert channel to the hacker, where the hacker in this case would then be able to gain access to the victim's machine through the covert channel or the backdoor without the knowledge and the authorization of the user themselves. Let's talk about social engineering attack. Now, this is where your people skills come into the picture. This is the art of manipulating people and convincing them to give up confidential information, either knowingly or unknowingly. So most likely, we trust our friends, right? And we talk to them a lot. And we give out some confidential information which we would not give out to others. What if somebody is pretending to be our friend just to get this information out of us? And we trust this person, we give out that information, and we suddenly get affected because of that. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in the world does that, but it is one of the most common attacks that is experienced in the computing world. Now, social engineering attacks can be broken down into 3 categories. First is a phishing attack. Don't worry about that figure over there. You're actually not going to go phishing. It's basically what known as a phishing attack. Then there is a spear phishing attack, and then there's a veiling attack. All of these are types of social engineering attacks where you're targeting a user by sending out fake mails or fake websites, and their gullibility into clicking on those links and then giving out information. So, what is a phishing attack? It is a practice wherein a hacker usually sends fake mails which look really genuine, or hosts fake websites which also look genuine and looks like they're from a trusted source. Once you click on those links, there would be embedded scripts or embedded malwares which would then be executed and then get installed on your machines, compromising the security of your device. These utilities could be used to steal credit card information, steal data from your computer, upload data to your computer, use your computer as a bot, and anything and everything that the hacker might want to do. Spear phishing is a variation of phishing. Now, phishing is a non-targeted attack. It is to the whole world at large. Whoever becomes a victim becomes a victim. However, spear phishing is a targeted attack. It is to a specific individual or to a group of individuals in an organization. So, it becomes a customized attack. You identify the victim, you identify the flaws that are existing over there in the organization, you identify the gullibility of the victim, create that fake mail to suit that particular situation, send it across to them, they'll click on that link and get infected by whatever payloads that you have embedded within it. Veiling is when you are targeting particularly wealthy or powerful people in the industry. So normally, when you're targeting CEOs, CFOs, high-level management people of an organization, it would be known as a veiling attack. So here the example is where the email has been received. Dear customer, your account is going to expire today. To keep your account activated, please click on the link here and proceed with the verification process. Now here the link that we see, activate.com, would be a hyperlink which is going to mask the actual URL where the link is going to redirect us. Right? Here the attack is on the gullibility of the customer, where they would fear that the account would be deactivated, and to prevent that, they would trust this email, click on the link, and then provide the information, thinking that they're just reactivating their account, but they're actually leaking their own information to the attacker. So the first thing you have to understand is banks or any organization are not going to send you any emails with a link in it asking you to reactivate or anything like that. In fact, banks proactively tell us that they're not going to call us and ask for any information. In fact, they would want us to call them on their registered number or the helpline number that they have declared on their website or on the cards that we possess. This is something very common in today's world. This is basically where the prey is the human itself. And the reason social engineering attacks are very successful is because of the gullibility factor that a human has. For example, human has something called emotions that a machine wouldn't. You could plead with a human for a password to be reset by gaining sympathy or empathy. But try doing that with a machine, those attacks are going to fail. Social engineering attacks are not only limited to those, but we can talk about phishing. Phishing is also a part of social engineering attack, where the gullibility of the user to click on that link is being exploited. In this scenario here, this is Clark. He is calling from the IT security team. That means that he is impersonating probably, and then telling the victim that the system has been compromised. Please share the password with me. The victim, on the other hand, thinks that the person is trying to help her, probably doesn't verify that person, trust that person, and then provides the password over the phone. Now here, it is fear that is being exploited, because the password being compromised would clearly upset the end user for loss of data or for the computer revealing out confidential information. Thus, here she is trusting the IT security team for the password to be reset and given back to